Hey, good morning, guys. This is October, I believe the 10th or the 9th, 2022. This is going to be my moto vlog for October. I'm just out here at NCNP today and kind of excited because, you know, it's good weather. So who doesn't like to ride when it's really nice outside? It's only going to get into the 70s, and that's going to be later in the day. So most of the day it's going to be in the 60s. And so yeah, I'm out here. I want to show you, for maybe some of you didn't see my new graphics. I'm excited to show them not because, you know, I'm some kind of, oh, look at me, I got good graphics. Mostly just because we got somebody who can make graphics for us now. On the Gate Designs, Craig Bohr did this setup for me. So I'm going to turn the camera around and kind of show it to you real quick, and then I'm going to go into my Jeep here and just talk about some other things. Whoops. So there's the Jeep. There's my setup. But this is the graphics setup. You know, and I got Henry Motorsports on there. I had him put the Dirt Bike Dave channel for my YouTube on there. You know, some Fox stickers, some of the people that I run, DID, Nibby, VP Racing Fuels, NGK Spark Plugs, Pro Taper. But yeah, thought that was pretty cool. I'll put a link in the description for On The Gate so that you can contact them if you need to get any kind of graphics for any bike, but specifically for the Kayo brands. And I'm going to shut my bike off right now before I get into the Jeep. But yeah, sorry covering up the camera there. Let me get in here so where you can hear me. Okay. There we go. Alright, so there's the setup for that. And yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about some things. Some people started asking me some questions, and I'd like to respond to them. I'm setting this up. I'm sorry, it's in my Jeep. I'm trying to get the holder. There we go, a little better. Yeah, so October 2022. It's been 1 year since I've a little over 1 year since I got the Kayo K6-R 250. People ask me all the time, what have you done to it? It must be, you know, really modded out. The reality is, I didn't really mod this bike very much. It came so good stock that I only really made suspension changes because of my weight. I'm 200 pounds, and I was even higher than that earlier in the year. So I put on the rear, it has a white power spring. You can ask me, or you can ask Joe Henner about getting which one, and everyone would be different for everybody's weight. But from what I could figure from this bike, it's heavy. It's obviously more heavy than the standard size 250s that come from the big 5 manufacturers. So 250s in general are kind of geared towards teens, early 20 guys. So from what I've been told, 140 to 165 pounds is ideal, but they can go up, you know, you can crank down the preload and even get it to like 185. But if you're much more than that, you might want to be looking for different springs, particularly for how I use it for a motocross. The K6-R 250 is a motocross design bike. That's what it was for. It'll do you know, obviously it'll do off-road and desert and, you know, single track and all that. And that's where you would have softer suspension. That's what the EFI is kind of designed for. The K6 EFI version. But for me, I needed to go with higher springs to be able to handle the tracks that I ride on. So like I said, I got a white power spring from a KTM, put it on my back, and that was the first thing I did. I rode like that for, I don't know, probably 3 months, while I still had sitting in my garage from another build, another China bike build, I had a set of 2004 to 2007 CRF 250 47 millimeter Shawa cartridge forks. And they were sitting there, and I knew they would work. I did some measurements with the calipers, and I knew that they would work in my setup. And I knew that the axle was the same as a Honda. The axle bolt hole was the same as a Honda. The rake was the same due to the triple clamps. The hole in the triple clamps would fit. So I just had them. It wasn't like I really needed to change. I wasn't very disappointed with what the Fast Days stuff that it came with did. They're basically a copy of that same Showa. The difference being they were 6 pounds lighter. 3 pounds each leg if you want to look at it that way, but 6 pounds total lighter. And with an already heavy bike, I thought, well, why not throw them on there? I have them. It didn't cost me any extra. So I went ahead and did that, and then they blew out one of the cartridges, blew out an internal cartridge seal. So I had to fix that, but I can do that work myself. So I did that. It was a $10 seal, and I did the work and redid it. I had redone all the seals anyways prior to that in the other bike, but I changed out the oil and did that. So 6 minutes in, and I haven't really gotten to very much here. I apologize. I usually do these vlogs, and they're just spur of the moment kind of things. I don't think them out, and I hope you guys like that. In the comments, let me know what you think about videos like this. They don't always do that well, but if you do like them and you'd like to see me do more, I can get better at them, and I can condense them in size and be more to the point on topic. So let me know with a comment down below if you're into this. Continuing on, so the bike has given me no real problems. I've had it a year. I'm not really 100% sure of the hours. The hours died, and I have to keep track on an app now, but I believe I'm in the 28 to 30 range, somewhere in that neighborhood. And you say that's really not a lot for a guy, but remember when I ride on motocross parks, and you get maybe 3 or 4 chances to ride about 15 or 20 minute motos, or not motos, but practice sessions on days where there's a lot of people. Some days you can go a lot, but there's been times when I've gone out 6 or 7 times when there's not a lot of people. But on average, I'm not putting even an hour of on track time every time I go out, more often than not. I have done a couple trails here and there. Some people have invited me and asked me about that. It's just not my jam. It's not like I dislike it. It's just, it also doesn't give me that adrenaline rush. It doesn't give me the, I don't know how to explain it, like what I'm looking for with a day of riding. I don't like one thing I don't like is getting broken down and be far away from the truck or the van or the camp, whatever you want to call it. It's happened to me with other bikes in the past. Even an old Honda, I one time was like 15 miles out on a loop, and basically we had to hide the bike. We couldn't tow it back, so I had to hide it and cover it up, and then come get it a couple days later. It was total POS. No, pain in the ass. Sorry, not a piece of shit, but total pain in the ass scenario. So I don't really do that very much, but I do think I'm going to take a trip to Brushy Mountain. I'm going to try to get some people together to go do that. It's a place in North Carolina that's an OHV park, and it's got tons of trails, and people have been telling me to go there, so I'm probably going to go try that. At least probably before the end of the year if I can. If not, into the 2023 season. The future of this bike, I'm going to keep it. I'm not going to change it out. Some people have wanted me to get the new GPX 300 two-stroke, and frankly, I probably would get that. Would be the one that I would get. Even if I changed to the big 5 manufacturers, I would get a two-stroke. This is my first 4-stroke or second 4-stroke, both of them being China bikes, and not, I don't know, I miss 2-strokes. That's for sure. But this is what I have, and I don't see changing it for just for that simple reason. Just to change it to spend the money, that's kind of stupid. I own this bike and it works good, and it's been very reliable. So I have been in talks with Joe Hinner to do the 300 big bore kit, and I think that's what I will do. I think I will go up to the 300, give me a little bit more torque, give me a little bit more overall power. From what I understand, talking to a couple people, it's not some big huge jump. It's not like a 10 horsepower jump. It's maybe like 4 or 5, but it gives you a little bit more torque overall and a little bit more grunt. Then I'll probably have to figure out the gearing again. That's another thing. If you are still watching this and you have a K6 EFI or the K6-R 250, two major things that I have done to this bike that I think everybody should do it. They're the biggest, easiest improvements. Change your overall gearing. Right now I'm running a 1251. I'm still messing around with that even. I may change that to a 52. But that tightens up the gearbox. You got a very wide ratio gearbox. And I find the gaps too big. Like, I like to be in third gear, mostly third and fourth. And this is a 6-speed. I've never put it in six gear on a motocross track. I mean, that's 125 stuff when you're really peaky. So it seems like too much for a motocross track. So change your gearing, even on the EFI for hill climbs and grunt. 1353 was the best we found for that. I feel like that's a really good combination, and that'll still give those of you who need that top end and do hit 6 gear, that'll give you that the top speed that you still, it won't take that much and still give you a lot of grunt. It'll help with your gears and climbing hills and stuff like that. So also moving forward, talking about, I talk about dirt bikes and motorcycles in general. So this coming season with motocross and supercross is amazing, and now there's an arena cross season. So a lot of people are bagging on it, but man, today, this coming weekend that I'm filming this, there's going to be the World Supercross round in there, and a lot of people are slighting that World Supercross. Oh, there's only 2 rounds. Well, it was always going to be just a little bit of rounds. At one point they had 5. They were trying to do 5, and now they're down to 2. Unfortunately, they had a third, and then it I don't know, kind of got nixed. So now they're just 2. But this is the inaugural season, and they said this going in. This is the trial run, if you will. And the guys that are over there are, if you're an older guy like me, you like seeing the guys that they've got right now. I mean, Cole Seeley coming back. You got Josh Grant. You got Chad Reed. You got Kyle Chisholm. Geez, I'm missing. There are some older guys in there. Seth, what's his name? McElrath? Forget his name. But there's quite a few guys over there, with a little age on them, I guess, over 30 or around that age. And so it's giving them second life, and it's giving them somewhere to go and make money. And I have no problem with that. I think that's good. I think it's good for the sport. I think it's good to have competition for Supercross. They make a big deal about it, like the industry is divided. The industry wants to go AMA. They don't want to be part of this World Supercross. The big manufacturers, they don't want that, but because it's competition to them. But I don't get it. If you win on a Yamaha in the World Supercross, you're globally advertising the brand, and that's what marketing is, and that's what it's supposed to be. So I don't understand why I don't get it. I get it, but I don't agree with it. I think it's good to have competition. On the States side, they got some competition. They're going to say it wasn't about the competition. They've been thinking about this for years, but I don't buy it. They came up with their own version of like a triple crown overall champion combination, 3 race deal at the end of the season. kind of like a playoff, where a lot of money is involved, and even like getting 20th place can get you like $25,000. It's pretty damn good. So now we're getting down in, they've increased the money payout for the races overall, and for the points there'll be an overall point standing kind of scenario where they combine the two, which that incentivizes people to do both, to do Supercross and to do motocross, and then to get into this playoff scenario. So again, I think all these things are, you know, we're coming back around. We kind of lost some a little bit from the 90s and the 2000s, where Supercross and motocross were big, and we had TV packages and everything was great. They kind of fell off a little bit last year and a couple years, but last year was a disaster with trying to get outdoor motocross. To watch it, I didn't watch but two things. I watched 2 rounds, and I watched them via YouTube. I didn't get it the way they were trying to sell it with Mav TV and whatever the other one they had was. So I think we're coming back to NBC Peacock, I think it's called, for the whole scenario. So that would be good. And yeah. One other question some people were asking me, well, a kind of combination, it had to do about me recently. So some people didn't know this. Maybe some new people are watching these videos. So I'm a 56-year-old right now. I'll be 57 in January. So I don't always do all the jumps. I'm not the fastest rider, but I'm one of the only out here, you know, that you can see the China bikes, or the, you know, the Kayo. I used to have an Orion, and I'm one of the only people out here making these things, talking about GPX, Trailmaster. I talk about the other brands too, SSR. I'm one of the only guys out here doing it. So, you know, that's me. I'm not, you know, if you were to say what level rider you are, I'm like a C-class rider, or a D maybe even. I don't know what, different classes have different things. I'm just an old vet rider. Used to be, you know, at my heyday, I'm from Florida, and I came up here to North Carolina in 2007, and I've been here since. I like North Carolina. North Carolina's really cool. So is Florida. I grew up in Florida. All the Florida tracks you know of: Gatorback, Dade City, Seminole Indian used to have a place. That was one of the last places I rode. I rode the Supercross at Pepsi Air Dania down in Fort Lauderdale area by the airport. I did that for almost 10 years, riding there. So that's kind of my background. You know, 2-strokes was what I know. A lot of people say, well, you know, you've given some false information on these 4-strokes. Yes, I'm not an expert. I try to get help where I can from Joe Henner. I try to speak my truth, you know, if you will. I give you guys videos that are, you know, they're not polished. You know, I'm not trying to make the greatest videos. I'm just trying to get information out to you guys as I know it. And if I make a mistake here and there, you know, feel free to let me know in the comments. You know, I try to fix things when I see them. Like I've made some videos where I've corrected myself on some things. So, but yeah, living life. It's great out here. I hope you guys, I'm getting close to 1,000 viewers. I also wanted to throw that in here at the end. If you guys are here at the end, please, if you're not already, please like and subscribe the videos. And even if you're watching, please like the video. I'm not trying to beg. I'm just saying it helps the algorithm, so more people can see my stuff. More people see my stuff, you know, I can grow the channel a little bit. I'm at, I think about 125 more viewers I need, like, to get to 1,000, and then I can get on their program of, I don't know, AdSense or something. You don't get a lot of money for it, but, you know, if I could get a little bit extra here and there, I could do more things. I've mentioned it before. I would like to try doing tests, you know, doing more things like tires. Maybe throw electron carb on this thing and review that. You know, just do other kind of reviews, gear reviews. But anyways, that's it. Thank you very much. I appreciate every single one of you guys that are watching these videos. They have been going up a lot lately. Pay attention to my shorts too. I'm doing shorts and they've been going off. So yeah, thank you very much. And everybody, ride safe.